All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Matt Hatton, and I'm going to be your instructor today for our topic of research using the internet. Just want to first verify that everyone can see the screen that I've shared. If everyone can just let me know that they've seen they can see the screen.
Yes.
Yes.
Kristen, you can see the screen, all right?
Yes.
Awesome, thank you. All right, so the first thing I'll just want to run by you all is that this is going to be recorded. The recording is purely just for recording purposes. This information is not going to be shared external of the company, and it's just for our own evidence. Everyone's comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so a bit of WHS first. So obviously with anything, we do have workplace health and safety and risk assessments that we conduct for all types of training. So when it comes to online training, some of our WHS or our risks that we need to look into is management of our work program. So obviously that just means we're not that we've taken into consideration all our risks, that we're not overstimulating everyone, we're not putting too much workload on you. Our work environment, so we are all actually working from home. The work environment can take into account different distractions like family, children, noise from any construction works around you. Your workstation setup, that's a big one, so you want to make sure that everything's ergonomic so that your screen isn't too bright, that the room's bright enough, that your chair's comfortable, you're in a good position. Pre-existing injuries, so sitting down for a while, you don't want to be too, have a bad back or anything like that. And just other responsibilities, so obviously your phone calls. Rhonda, I can see you've got your child or your granddaughter with you, so that's obviously part of the work environment and other responsibilities. So if you do have any questions or issues throughout this, please let me know. If you need to take a quick break because of your child, then please let me know. We will be doing 3 30-minute sessions. The first 2 sessions are for the training. So between each session we'll have a 30-minute break, and we'll also be conducting an assessment session at the end. For the assessment session, I've created different rooms for us that we can go into, and at the start of that session I will be asking everyone to show their license so I can just validate everyone's ID. Everyone's got their license, everyone's happy with that?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, moving on to our first slide, internet in the workplace. Our learning objectives for the 2 sessions, are plan research, conduct research. That will be the objectives in lesson 1, and present research is the objective in session 2. At any time, everyone's got any questions. So Rhonda, is there everything all right there, Rhonda?
Yes, I'm sorry. I've just got my little granddaughter here, and she's just playing. But I will try and keep up as much as I can.
Yeah, no worries. Any time you need a break or something, just let us know if she runs off or something. So just so you don't miss any of the information.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so when it comes to any type of research using the internet, we have to abide by legislation and regulations. So all information that we find on the internet is under your different legislations and regulations. You've got the Copyright Act, you got the Privacy Act, Work Health and Safety Act, Anti-Discrimination Act, and Online Safety Act. For example, at the start of this session, when I said I'm recording this, that is an example of the Online Safety Act. So it's also an example of the Privacy Act. So your information is not to be shared with other people outside of this training, and that goes with online safety as well. Making sure that no one else is listening in on these sessions, no one can hack into these sessions. That's why it's all secure. That's why I'll get you to show your IDs at the end, so that way we know exactly what is happening. Just confirming everyone can still see the PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, perfect.
Yes. Yep.
All right. So. Just give me 1 second, sorry.
I've just got to get my granddaughter some food. I won't be a moment.
Oh, yep, no worries. Let me know when you're ready. We've got the next slide ready to go. So while we're waiting for Rhonda, you guys all sweet? Got any questions or anything, or pretty good so far?
I'm having a bit of trouble muting my microphone.
Yep, so on the top right of your screen, there'll be a little button there. It's called, it'll be like a little microphone.
Oh yeah, just...
And if you press that button, it's actually, you'll see a stripe go through it.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah. And then next to it, you can actually turn your camera off by pressing the little camera button as well.
Right.
Yeah. So what we're going to go through a bit later in this session is actually how to share your screen. So we'll go into a bit more of that as well once we do that. Now Rhonda's back. So continuing on from where we were, policies and procedures. So when it comes to internet usage, the policies and procedures outline what is acceptable use of internet, who has access to the internet, websites and content that employees are allowed to access, security measures, how they handle sensitive information, and monitoring and logging of internet usage by employees. So these come from your work policies and procedures. So it's always handy to have a copy of these ready, so that way when you are searching information for your company, you know exactly what you can and can't do. Work health and safety as well outlines the hazards, risks and control measures for working at computers. So like at the start of the session when we spoke about different risks and hazards, like the lighting, risk of eye strain, pre-existing injuries, stuff like that. Any questions before we move on?
No.
No.
Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to go into actually conducting research. Taking into account the different policies and procedures, so what we can research, what we can't research, what our work actually allows us to look at. We want to create something called a research plan. So a good research plan should include what the research topic is, who is involved in the task, the objectives of the research, online resources you will need to undertake the research, and where you plan to gather information from. So search terms you plan to use to gather information. So what we're going to do from here is...
Sorry Matthew, can you please explain the online resources you will need to undertake to do the research a bit more?
Yeah, so your online research resources, they'll be things like your search engines. So for example, you might, if you're going to search, let's just say a topic for the NRL, for example, or any sport that you want to research, your online resources will be you're looking at your search engine, so Google, Chrome, or Web Explorer, different platforms like that, and then where you're actually getting the information from. So it could be from Fox Sports, it could be from NRL.com, stuff like that. Does that answer your question, or do you need a bit more information about that?
No, that works.
Cool. Okay, so what we're going to go into now, we're going to deviate from the plan just slightly, and this will just help better prepare you for when you come to the your assignments at the end in the session 3. We're going to conduct a search ourselves. So we can go in. I'm going to give you activity. So all of you are going to have a different activity that you're going to, a different topic that you're going to search. And I want to just give you 5 minutes to quickly run through, grab any information you can. If you look at the top of your window, you'll actually see that I've created for you all a group where you can, a separate room where you can all go into and actually do the activity together. So you can share your information, you can assist each other. And this will also be something that's going to be useful for our first assessment in session 3. So Peter, you've got the topic of NRL Grand Final winner 2024 and the men of the match.
Yep.
Rhonda, you've got the highest grossing movie of all time. And Kristen, I'll get you to look into safest car in Australia for 2024. So I'm just going to give you all 5 minutes to, if you want to just turn your cameras off here and head into the group breakout room. The breakout room I can't have access to, so it gives you guys a chance to all chat together and conduct your research. And then in 5 minutes, just come back.
Okay.
Right. Whilst they are in there, I'm just going to touch up on my learning plan. Make sure everything's fine. Let's mute my microphone as well. Then we'll go into how to share the screen.
We've got a new one. Cafeteria.
Hey, Mama. Mama. Mommy. Mama. Mama. Okay, Daddy. Okay, yes. I can't see it. Okay.
You finished, Kristen? Yeah, Rhonda's back too. We'll just, once Peter gets back, then we'll go into... Alright, so Peter, you've got the... sorry, if you can let me know your answers for the NRL Grand Final winner and man of the match.
Yeah,
Yep.
sure. The NRL Grand Final winner was the Penrith Panthers, and they beat the Melbourne Storm.
Yep.
Penrith Panthers second rower Liam Martin, he won the Clive Churchill Medal for the best player on the field.
Yep.
The
Yep, perfect. So we're just doing so that's the answer for activity 1. Rhonda, your activity 1, you had, just let me know again what you had. The safest car, was it?
I don't know. I had the highest grossing film of all times.
Yep.
And it is the Avengers Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Marvel superhero film.
Yep.
It was directed by the Russo brothers in 2019 and it grossed over $2 billion.
Ah, awesome. Kristen, you had the safest car.
I did. It was the Toyota Camry, was
Mhm.
awarded Australia's safest car for 2024.
Yep.
According to RACQ, it received an NCAP rating of 88.4%.
Perfect. All right, so we've got a second activity to go along with that, and that's going to go look into validation and so forth. But we're just going to go through a couple more slides, and then I'll teach you all about validation and stuff, and then we'll so keep those activities in mind, where you got that information from, and we'll look at that a bit further. All right, so everyone can still see the PowerPoint?
Yep.
Perfect.
It does say questions, 30-minute break. Is that the right slide?
Hang on. All right, it should now say guidelines for research.
Not yet.
No.
All right. Sharing. How about now?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. So guidelines for research. Whenever you're researching the topic, we utilise our search engines effectively. So as Kristen asked the question before about where we're searching from and stuff like that, and our search engines are things like Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Firefox. Every different company has different search engines that they prefer to utilise. Access different types of sources. So your sources, for example, where you just got that information from. So Peter, for example, was looking into NRL winner, and his source may be the NRL.com website, it may be the Fox Sports website, Telegraph, and then you verify your information. So you have to verify your information by actually ensuring it's a credible source. A lot of those news or journalist websites, they will be your credible sources. Things like Wikipedia, which is open to anybody that has a login, can actually change information. Organise your findings. So by doing that, we're organising your findings into different categories. For example, Peter with his NRL winner being the Penrith Panthers, you've got your winner there. That's your first part of the question. The second part of the question was man of the match. So he's organising that into the second section of the findings. Respect copyright and intellectual property. What that is any information that you do research and that you do present to your team, you have to make sure you are respecting the copyright and intellectual property because it's somebody else's findings. So you have to make sure you are actually mentioning them, referencing them and their material. Be cautious with sensitive data. So as I said at the start of this session, we are recording and all your personal information will be kept private and is only used for assessment purposes. And limit distractions. So things like where you can have a babysitter if you're working, stuff like that. Obviously it can be a bit hard when we are working from home, but do the best you can to limit those distractions. So what we're going to do now is go into the second part of the activity. The second part of the activity is, 1 second, sorry. So what you're going to do is go back to the same website or platform search engine where you got that information from for your first activity. And what I want you to do is just write a sentence or two about the author of that information, the relevance of the topic, and this will be that first part of validating. So you're letting us know who they are, perhaps when the information was recorded, and then come back in 5 minutes and we'll present that to the team. Any questions?
No.
All right, if you guys want to go into your breakout room and do that. How'd you go, Kristen?
Yeah, so the article was posted on the RACQ's website on the 15th of January 2024.
Yep.
There's no information about the journalist who wrote the article, only that they work for the RACQ safety team.
Mm-hmm.
And the article can be found by accessing the RACQ website.
Yep.
Under the car tab and then hit the vehicle ratings.
Perfect. Yeah, so what you've done there is you validated the information because it's on their website, which is open to all the public. And then obviously there might not be a specific journalist name because a lot of those websites don't, but you've let us know where you can actually find information. So good job there. Peter?
Okay, so the author for the article that I got my information from is a guy called Kyle Robbins.
Yep.
And he works for Fox Sports.
Mm-hmm.
The article was published on October the 6th,
Yep.
2024, and that was on the Fox Sports webpage.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Robbins is a rugby league specialist reporter with Fox, as well as a lead investigator for some of the Fox Sports TV show like NRL 360.
Perfect. Great job. And Rhonda, your information?
Okay, the information is on the IMDb webpage.
Mm-hmm.
It's titled The 50 Highest Grossing Movies of All Time.
Yep.
And the article was created by Xing Yang, who is a reporter for IMDb.
Perfect. All right.
And
So
I'm sorry for the distraction, but I had to get my granddaughter some biscuits.
yeah, that's fine.
And I'm sorry, I should have arranged a babysitter, but I was unable at short notice.
No, that's fine. You've you presented it to me. You know, we've already discussed that, so that's fine. We're not in any hurry here, so we've got plenty of time to be flexible around that. All right. So as you can see, we've utilised our guidelines for research there, using the search engines, accessing the different types of sources. So you all had different websites where we went through to there. Verified your information by getting the publisher or the website where the information was from. You gathered your findings, respected the copyright by letting us know who exactly recorded that information. Shared without discussing any sensitive data, and limited the distractions. Even though Rhonda told us she had a bit of a distraction there of her granddaughter, but that's all good. Alright, so what we're going to do now, the last part of this before we go for our first break, is I'm just going to show you guys quickly how to share your screens. So as you could see just before, I had a PowerPoint. So everyone, if everyone's looking at the group chat at the moment, up in the top right hand corner, where you've got your little button there where it says mute microphone.
Yeah.
So I'm sharing my screen again here. Just let me minimize this, open back up this. So can everyone see the screen of everyone, of the four of us there together? And can everyone see my mouse moving around?
Yeah.
Yep, perfect. So you'll see here I'm highlighted on the camera function, highlighted mute, and then next to it is stop sharing. So if I press that button, before I start sharing, it'll actually say share your screen. So from here you can hit that button and share your screen, and that's how I will share in the PowerPoint presentation with you, and by hitting that you can stop sharing. What we're going to do is during our break we're just going to do a little exercise where if everyone can bring up their the source of where they got their information from, and just one by one we're just going to share that, and so just practice while we're on our break, sharing your screen, and then when we come back afterwards we're all going to share our screen, just a little activity to break us into the next session. Everyone happy with that?
Yep.
Any questions before we step away for our first half hour break?
Yeah, my online password, I'm having a bit of trouble changing it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, so I'm going to share my screen again with you. So this is a very little handy thing. So what we're going to do is you should be able to see my backdrop.
Yep.
Yeah, so on your computer, you'll have the Control Alt Delete button.
Yeah.
And you'll see here, you'll see now my Control Alt Delete's popped up and it says lock, switch user, sign out, change password.
Yeah.
You just click on the change password and then you can chuck in your password there.
Okay.
If you forgot password, you can also do pretty much the same thing, or if it's for a certain app or something like that, you can actually request a new password by pretty much doing the exact same thing, and they'll be able to help you. Does that answer your question? Is
Yeah,
that
it
what you
does.
need?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, perfect. All right, so yeah, if everyone wants to chuck their cameras off, mute their microphones, we'll step away for a break and then yeah, come back and we'll practice our sharing of the screens.
I like my water.